as we continue to speak about the kinos of Tzion, the beautiful kinos that were written at the end of Tisha B'Av service with the Nechama, remembering Tzion. The word Tzion means distinction, and Eretz Yisrael is called Tzion because it's distinctive in that we can recognize HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can recognize Hashem clearly in the land of Israel, and that's why it's called Tzion. Right? The Zionists, the true Zionists, are the people who can see Hashem clearly in Eretz Yisrael. Those are the people who really love Eretz Yisrael, really see HaKadosh Baruch Hu clearly. So in this Kina Lamed Zion, we start off like this. Beautiful opening line. Tzion Chi Kol Tsarai. Start with three Giladi Tsarai. Right? Tzion. Right? If you took all the balm of Gilad, which was a healing ointment, Ein Dai Laman Kiyam Gadu Shvaraich. It wouldn't be enough, says the Kina. It wouldn't be enough to heal our wounds because the pain is so great. The pain of Sion is so great that, as we said, 2,000 years, it was much less in the time that this Kina was written. But even, especially today, after almost 2,000 years of waiting for the base of Migdash, you can imagine a person gets a cut and he doesn't take care of it. Normally get a cut, you put some ointment on it and it feels a little better, you put a band-aid, but you don't take care of it. If you don't take care of it for a day or 2 days or 3 days, sometimes it get better, but sometimes it get infected. Imagine an infection for 2,000 years, what it looks like. It would be so terrible and pussed over. That's what it's like. That's what it's like, our hearts, after 2,000 years of waiting. And Eretz Yisrael, right, is such an incredible place, as the Kina says, right, that, like this, Eretz Tzvi, you're the desirable land, right? B'to goyim Yisrael, we're given. When Eden makam kol yakar, the waters of Gan Eden come out and fill Eretz Yisrael. This is a figurative statement that Eretz Yisrael is a bechina. It's a aspect of Gan Eden, as the Evan Ezra says in Vayishlach. Anyone who buys property in Eretz Yisrael has bought property in Olam Haba, because the person who's living in Eretz Yisrael is he's living in Olam Haba. And as the Kina here points out, right, there's so many incredible milas, there's so many miraculous things took place here in Eretz Yisrael. For one thing, the Peiros had powers of healing, as he says, right? Peirech lemar pei, the fruit heals. Kol al olet alei, and the leaves, even the leaves, was a cure. Alo kiyaras atvash hayirech, and even the forests were filled with sweet honey. Right? The snakes and the scorpions didn't kill people, and the animals, right? As we know, animals were had a level of wisdom. It's an incredible thing, the power that existed within Eretz Yisrael. And why was this? The Kina says, "B'cha el levado v'ein bilto." The reason was only a Kodesh. Sion means distinctive. It means recognition of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And since there was a clear recognition of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, that's why in Eretz Yisrael had this miraculous power. And the clearest recognition was right here in the Makom HaMikdash, where 10 miracles happened on a constant basis. Because of the clarity of recognition, there was a clarity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's appearance in the world and his miracles. And this is why we were zoicha to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu at such a clear level. So now, in the middle of this kina, comes a very, very powerful line. It says like this. The kina is describing that if we could see the beauty of Eretz Yisrael travel in his mind, as we said in the last class from the Baal Shem Tov, wherever your mind is, that's where you are. His mind is in the beauty of Eretz Yisrael and in the Beis Hamikdash and in the Sanhedrin and all the beautiful, beautiful things and the miracles of Eretz Yisrael.